Now, when I was scrolling, I saw some other lady snapping. We got a new one because we covered the TikToker. That TikToker, that the thing went viral, some supposedly preacher's wife saying all these things about white people and racism, but she's also married to a white guy, right? It's crazy. And so now there's somebody else, another TikToker. TikToker says young girls died in Texas because of racism and because illegals are being deported. More white people will have to die in order for mother effers to care. So this is truly how some people feel about this whole situation. And again, I did a live stream the other night talking about it, and I mentioned this type of stuff. This is where it's coming from.
I'm going to say it because y'all scary as fuck, and I don't give a damn. Them little girls, them people died because of racism, not politics. Boom, I said it. I don't give a fuck.
That thing in her cheeks, I wonder if it's connecting all the way. That looks crazy. So she's saying they died because of racism.
Them little girls, them people died because of racism, not politics. Boom, I said it. I don't give a fuck. And am I sad? No. Nope. Because more YT people will have to DIE in order for motherfuckers to what? CARE. I said what the fuck I said. I don't give a fuck, and minds are here with me. We voted the correct way. You reap what the fuck you sow. Just the night before the flash flood happened, y'all were okay with motherfuckers being stripped away from their motherfucking families and never seeing them again. People being deported. Y'all were okay with
this. I just don't understand this stuff because, I mean, I've already talked about it so many times. It's just like repetitive now. But Obama was the #1 deporter in like U.S. history, presidential history. These people never had any problem with Obama. He was putting these people in cages. They didn't have a problem with that either. And now they give him I think they give him an option about the kids, like, you know, or the parents. I don't know whose choice it is. You can stay with your parent or not. But people are being deported. That's just, I mean, that's the law. You know, it's just people are being deported. You know, people disagree about how it's going about, I guess. And so people feel like this is like a get back. This is a get back. And yeah, kids need to die. And I tell you, these people revel in this. This is what brings them joy. This is what brings them happiness in their day. And like I said, you see, look with the pediatrician, I told you, people like this, they don't have any positivity or happiness in their life. They're always angry. And they manifest and keep that energy around them. So that pediatrician, look, she got fired. I'm sure she'll get another job. You know, maybe somebody else will pick her up. But
y'all were okay with motherfuckers being stripped away from their motherfucking families and never seeing them again. People being deported. Y'all were okay with that. Be okay with not finding Sarah Lou. Be okay with not finding Billy. Be okay with never seeing them again. Keep that same energy because I'm here for it. I am so here for it.
a quick Queen said, but is she wrong that white people say the same thing? I think there's vile people in any side of whatever color or political side or political spectrum or whatever, you know, autistic spectrum, whatever. I think there's vile people on both sides, you know. And so I've look at her eyes too, bro. You could tell, woof, you know, something wrong with her ass. Look at this shit. Would you want somebody like that around you, man? Would you want to be dating somebody like that? Would you want a wife like that? You know, somebody that is stirring and stewing, like praising death. You know what I'm saying?
Because I've been reading the comments and the shit y'all be saying. Y'all didn't give a fuck when it was brown people. We sorry that it's white people now, but that's going to happen. This is going to be a repetitive cycle going to happen over and over and over and over and over and over and over again until y'all get tired. Racism cost y'all more than y'all thought.
What does any of this have to do with like the flood that came? Racism.
Racism wrote what's that line? Racism wrote a check that your ass couldn't cash. Yeah, racism wrote a check that your ass couldn't cash.
And if it was a camp, listen, there's never winning with these people too, right? So if it was a camp, let's say it was a mostly predominantly black girl camp, Imagine the headlines now. Imagine these people, the way they would have been carrying on. Oh, well, that's racism. They didn't do it because they're black girl, blah, 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 blah. All this and that. But then when it's a camp of mostly predominantly white girls, somehow that's still racism because everything is racism to these people. They can't live outside their whole life, their whole mental, everything, anything that happens to them in their life. There's never any accountability. Is always racism, and it's always complaining, whining, and praising death, glorifying death. You know you got something wrong with you if you're glorifying death of kids. But there is no winning because if it was all black or predominantly black girls that got killed, the headlines would be crazy, and these people would be saying, "Oh, well, they left them because it was racism or whatever." But somehow they still spin it when it's mostly white, predominantly white. I'm assuming. I don't know. That's what it looked like. Kids that were killed. Somehow they're still racist. They are the ones killed. Somehow they're still racist. Everybody's racist. White people racist. Somehow.
And guess who's paying for it? Okay.
That's crazy, bro. That's crazy. So I don't know, man. I don't know. I part of me too is I'm thinking these people just love the attention. So there was a pediatrician that was fired for suggesting that the Texas flood victims were Trump supporters who got what they voted for. And so that's a doctor. That's a doctor that takes care of kids, in case you didn't know. A pediatrician has been fired over the vile post suggesting that more than 80 killed in the horrific Texas floods, including dozens of kids, were President Trump supporters who got what they voted for. Dr. Christina B. Probst drew widespread scorn following the disparaging, since-deleted post under her old Facebook username. Dang. Oh, but she looks so nice, and she take care of your kids. She take care of you, bro. You gotta watch out, man. Take care of your kids. Gotta be careful, man. You take your kids to these doctors, you don't know what's going on, how they're feeling, what they're gonna do, you know, if they know anything personally about you. You gotta be really careful. The so-called experts, right? And so all visitors, children, oh yeah, this was her post. I can't even read. May all visitors, children, non-MAGA voters, and pets be safe and dry, she wrote in a now viral post. Kerr County MAGA voted to gut FEMA. They deny climate change. May they get what they voted for. Bless their hearts. And so I guess the job, and this is the post right here, went viral. May all visitors, children, non-MAGA voters, and pets be safe and dry. So she says here, anybody that's just visiting, may all visitors, children, and non-MAGA voters. Her employer, Bluefish Pediatrics, initially said the employee had been suspended before announcing that the individual is no longer employed there. As we previously mentioned in our original statement, we strongly condemn the comments that were made in this post. The post does not reflect the values and standards or mission of Bluefish Pediatrics. Some of these jobs, they have like social media, or a lot of them, they'll have social media, you know, policies and stuff like that. And so if you're making a post, especially, I mean, over here it doesn't say she's a doctor, but I don't know if her, oh, look, the flag is upside down in her avatar or whatever profile picture. But I don't know too, like some of these people, maybe it doesn't say in there, some of them will have it in their name, doctor, blah, 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 doctor, whatever. I guess this was another account of hers. But even if it doesn't say it in their name, sometimes they'll have it in their bio, you know, and so that maybe that kind of like the job could take that as it represents them or whatever. Thank you guys for watching. Hit the like, subscribe, turn on the bell notifications, check out IckedMel.com, sign up to the emailing list. Peace.